you're more confident. So tomorrow they have so Monday you're going to have your closing test, okay? So that's that. Now, what you're going to have to bring to your closing test is you're going to have to come with your clothes. You're going to obviously bring all your recommendations, names and leads. Always have those on you at all times. Always have your names on you, okay? Names and phone numbers. And the third thing, you bring your recommendation book. We want to see your recommendation book, make sure it's set up properly, and make sure you're doing it properly with your recommendation book. And obviously, you need to have your recommendation approach memorized too. So make sure you're taking time tomorrow to get those things memorized, okay? So they come in for their closing test. You test them. If they don't know it, okay, so Monday on PDI, by the way, we'll remind them, hey, John, your closing test, so after Sunday PDI, Sunday bench training, we need to make sure we put in the Google document when they're supposed to come in, or we have the sign-up sheet somewhere where we know. So then, or actually, no, it has to be on Google Doc, because people are going to be calling their people from home. So that's got to be entered onto Google Docs, onto the PDI roster. So then what happens is Monday PDI, remind everyone of when hey, remember your closing test, you signed up for your closing test today at 3 o'clock, or you have your closing test, Monday or Tuesday is when they have to do their closing test. So you have your closing test at this time, remember that. So spend some time today learning your close. Do you have it yet? All right, so that's what you got to do. That's part of your job, learn your close. You've been a rep now Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. It's now 4 days. You got to learn that close, all right? Beautiful. Great. When they come in for their closing test, okay, you test them on their close. They just sit down, you test them on their close. You say, okay, 90% of them are probably going to fail it. And you say, hey, by the way, John, you are now off your base pay program now. You sold 3 homemakers, so I know you don't care. But until you learn that close, we want to make sure that you continue on the way you're going. So keep working on that close, learn your close. And the reason why you're selling right now is you have a lot of enthusiasm and you have a lot of strength in that, and that's positive. And keep that going. But imagine if you coupled that with technique. Okay, holy mackerel, you'd be selling ultimates and that stuff, whatever. For those that aren't selling, well, John, how could you possibly expect to sell when you haven't taken the time to learn what you do on the program? Okay, so what we're going to do for the rest of the time is we got an hour schedule for 45-minute schedule for you. You just failed your closing test. What I want you to do is spend the next half hour memorizing your close. Okay, if you can learn it in the next half hour, I'll test you again and we'll do it. If not, then you'll have to come back on Wednesday and get tested and see if you can memorize it by then. All right. So that's basically what they're going to do at that time. Now, if you have someone that comes in and they've already sold, I would say if they already fit their first promotion by the closing test, that closing test now turns into a fast start, PC, okay, where you test them on the close. You don't have to worry about talking about the base pay with them, all right, because they're not really thinking about it and they don't care about it, so why bring it up? So you say, hey, look, you're at $1,000. You failed your closing test, so you need to learn your close, all right? But here's the thing we're more excited about. Let's take out a schedule. How many demos could you do each day? And here's the breakdown, right? You do 20 demos, you're going to sell at least $3,000. If you do 30 demos, you're going to sell $6,000. If you do 40 demos, you're going to do $10,000. If you do 50 demos, you have a shot at 20 grand. Okay, it's that simple. That's just the way the math works. So, John, what number are you excited about? Okay, I'm excited about getting to 20,000. All right, so 50 demos. So let's go through your schedule. How many could you do? How many you got today? All right, how many could you do tomorrow? If we set them up for you, blah blah blah. How many could you do, or would you be willing to do? 8. Okay, great. What about Wednesday? This many. Blah blah blah. Remember, we have a meeting on Wednesday. You have a schedule in front of them, and you just get numbers for each day, and you put those right into Google Docs. Say, John, and you get them fired up, and you go, hey, this is something that you're gonna break the fast start record. No one, every single fast start. By the way, here's how it works. You have 2 good days, you have 2 bad days, you have 2 really good days, 2 really bad days. You have, or excuse me, 3 really good days, 3 really bad days. That's 6. You have 3 days that are just kind of, they're average, okay? And then you have 1, could be really good, could be a wild card day. All right, John? So you've already sold 2 ultimate sets, so you've had 1 really good day so far, right? And you got 2 more coming to you, but you got to do the work. The only way you can do it, John, is you got to sit down and get the phone call. So let's look at your list with someone who doesn't really need the closing test. You test them real quick, you tell them to memorize it, you get them excited about fast start, and then you get their list out, their chicken list, and say, let's talk about you getting to 50 appointments, okay? So let's see if we can get them even off your chicken list. How many people could you call? And then you go through, you take that thought jogger sheet that we give them in training, and we say, you know, what about your teachers? First grade teacher, second grade teacher, who's your third grade teacher, who's your fourth grade teacher? Do you have a yearbook at home? Okay, great. Do you live in a building? All right, so how about here's an approach on how to talk to people in your building or in your neighborhood. You know, here's that approach. You know, John, who else can we call? You call your family. Okay, great. What about your friends and your friends' parents? All right, what about ex-girlfriends? All right, so you got your yearbook. Here's the high school yearbook approach. You get them fired up and you let them see that they can do it, all right? And you say, John, if you can get 30 to 40 people off this list, all right, well, even averaging 5 recommendations, you'll have 150 more people to call for recommendations, or at 10 recommendations, which is what you should be at, you know, you get 30, that's 300 more people you have. John, you're going to be lighting it up, okay? All right, so the key is to get the work done, blah, blah, blah. You got it, all right? So you just teach the hard work. You might even want to teach the hard work funnel, okay, at that PC. You know, hey, John, you put phone calls in. Phone calls lead to demos. Now, some demos don't pop in. Sometimes people forget. So, you know, phone calls lead to demos. Demos lead to sales. Some sales equal some big sales, okay, and that leads to recommendations, and then you refill the funnel. All right. So really, what you want to focus on is the top of the funnel, which is phone calls. Okay. Guarantee you, John, you make 500 phone calls this week. I guarantee you'll sell 20 grand. You just look at it that way. And 20 grand, by the way, you make $20,000, John, in your fast start means that you just made $5,000 in cash. So that means every single phone call. So if you made 500 phone calls, you would make $10 per phone call. If I told you I'll give you $10, like all you gotta do is call people, whether they answer the phone, whether they don't answer the phone, whether you get the appointment, whether you don't get the appointment. If I said you pick up that phone, make a phone call, ask someone for the appointment, if the answer machine comes on, I'll put $10 right in front of you. Here you go. You pick up the 10. You call someone else to set up an appointment, close down, I give you $10. You pick up the next one, it's you know, it's busy. You put it down, I give you $10. How many phone calls would you make, John? Would you make 500? Okay. Well, John, that's how you got to look at the phone. Every single time you make a phone call, it's $10. I would actually take $10, John, put it in front of your phone and light it up. So beautiful. That's the PC for Monday. Tuesday, PDI. So that's you're talking that one you're talking to like a high flyer rep. Tuesday, PDI. You want to remind them about the Wednesday phone jam. You want to remind them if they haven't learned their close that they can get tested again before the meeting. You want them to watch the video on how to firm up. So this is where you want them to watch the how to firm up video. So say, hey John, today what I need you to do is I need you to watch the how to firm up video, or Mary, I'll say, somebody different than John. All right. I want you to watch how to firm up a video, and I want you to watch how to handle the I'm busy objection video. Okay. So those 2 videos there, they're each under 10 minutes. So it'll take you like 20 minutes tops to watch those 2 videos. Okay. So go online, watch those 2 videos, how to firm up and how to handle I'm busy. Okay. So when you come to the phone jam tomorrow night, John, this is Tuesday, that you know how to handle those things, you can really light it up. All right. Cool. Wednesday, you tell them, hey, you guys, hey, we got phone jam tonight. You got your first team meeting. You're going to meet the rest of the team. They're so excited to meet you. You know, it's really cool. You get promoted. You're going to see all this cool stuff. Hey, by the way, so you want to come with your attack list, all right? So, Mary, so what you want to do is, what I mean by attack list, what we do is we do this massive phone jam so you're going to meet the entire team, just like what you had in training, but a lot more people. And so what we're going to do is you want to come in. You don't want to be coming in and going, oh, I don't have people to call, this, that. You want to have your list ready when you get here, all right? And then we're going to give you a spot, and then we just go to town, all right? I think our goal tonight is to set up 300 appointments. So every single person is going to be setting up appointments. It comes out to like 5 to 10 average. So you don't want to be the person. Don't come with like 3 people to call, Mary. Okay, you need to come with 30, 40, 50 people to call. Bring your yearbook. Bring whatever you got. Bring all your recommendations. We're going to give you all those sheets so you can call people tonight. All right, make sense? All right, and so you don't want to be that one person who only sets up like 1 appointment at the phone jam. Everybody's like looks at you weird. All right, so so bring your attack list. Bring at least 20 to 30 names, phone numbers, ready to rock and roll tonight, okay? Also, we have team night out tonight, so you're going to get to meet our team. You know, sometimes we'll do team night out, sometimes we do team night in. Team night out's bowling. Usually we'll go bowling or we'll go to Coney Island or whatever, you know, guess whatever team night out thing we're doing. And you say, hey, you know, even if you're not into bowling, even if you're not into all that kind of stuff, we want you to meet everyone. Can you hang out? Like the meeting ends at 9:15, 9:30ish. Can you hang out for 10 minutes afterwards? Just kind of meet people, even if you leave early, even if you don't.